Forget everything you know about human limits. From the mastery of electricity to impossible records, dive into the stories of 10 fascinating lives. Prepare to discover exceptional beings who are redefining the laws of nature. Number 10. Alain Robert, the vertical odyssey of the Spider-Man. Alain Robert embodies a form of physical and mental transcendence that defies conventional understanding of risk and fear. Born in 1962, he built his global legend by conquering the most dizzying summits of the urban jungle, from the Burj Khalifa in Dubai to the iconic towers of Hong Kong and Paris. What distinguishes Robert, beyond his raw athletic strength, is his phenomenal resilience in the face of a destiny that, according to medical forecasts, should have grounded him forever. In 1982, a major abseiling accident left him with multiple fractures and a permanent disability estimated at 60%. Worse still for a climber, he developed chronic vertigo due to inner ear lesions. Far from giving up, he used mental discipline and a form of physical asceticism to reset his balance centers. His ascents, performed in solo integral, meaning without any safety equipment, rope, or harness, are not merely sporting feats. They are philosophical statements on individual freedom and absolute self-mastery. By climbing glass and steel walls with his bare hands, Robert transforms each facade into a mirror of human will. He proves daily that biological limits are often nothing more than psychological barriers. His concentration is such that he enters a state of flow where the outside world disappears, giving way to a perfect symbiosis between movement and the void, reminding us that man is capable of adapting to the most hostile environments through the sheer force of his spirit. Number 9. Slavica Pajčić, the mystery of biological conductivity. Slavica Pajčić, nicknamed Battery Man, represents a fascinating physiological anomaly that challenges the boundaries of medical science and biophysics. Originally from Serbia, Pajčić possesses the unique and documented ability to tolerate, store, and even channel electrical currents that would be instantly fatal to an ordinary individual. Capable of lighting bulbs, cooking food, or heating liquids through simple skin contact, he has attracted the attention of researchers worldwide. Science has attempted to pierce his secret through multiple examinations. The strongest theory rests on a genetic peculiarity of his skin. Slavica suffers from a rare form of ectodermal dysplasia, meaning he possesses no functional sweat glands. His skin is therefore perpetually dry and possesses an extremely high electrical resistance. This cutaneous envelope acts as a high-performance natural insulator, preventing electricity from penetrating his internal tissues and reaching vital organs like the heart or brain. However, his ability to release this energy in a controlled manner remains a gray area for many, where the biological mystery persists. Beyond the spectacle, Pajčić is a living study on the adaptability of the human organism to elemental forces. He reminds us that human physiology is not uniform and that minor mutations can engender capabilities that seem, at first glance, like science fiction. Number 8. Stephen Wiltshire, the architecture of visual memory. Stephen Wiltshire is a prodigy artist whose brain possesses a capacity for visual storage and reproduction without any known equivalent. Diagnosed as autistic during early childhood, Stephen remained mute for several years, finding in drawing his unique means of expression and connection with the outside world. His faculty, often classified under the term savant syndrome, allows him to memorize the most complex architectural details of an entire metropolis after a single, brief helicopter overflight. Whether it is the exact number of windows on a skyscraper or the precise curvature of a medieval alleyway, nothing escapes his mental scanner. His monumental panoramas of New York, London, Rome, or Tokyo, drawn from memory with millimeter precision, capture not only the physical structure of the buildings, but also the perspective and atmosphere of the city. Honored by the Queen of England and recognized internationally, Wiltshire has transformed what society once perceived as a heavy handicap into an invaluable gift that fascinates neuroscientists. His work illustrates neurodivergence not as a deficit, but as an alternative and spectacular organization of human intelligence. He invites us to reconsider the way we perceive, archive, and translate the reality surrounding us, proving that the human brain holds information processing potential that is still largely unexplored. Number 7. Igor Vovkovinsky, the giant with a crystal heart. Igor Vovkovinsky, officially recognized as the tallest man in the United States during his lifetime, embodied the monumental challenges associated with pituitary gigantism. Born in Ukraine before moving to Minnesota for medical care, he suffered from a tumor on his pituitary gland that caused excessive secretion of growth hormones. Reaching the impressive height of 7 feet 8 inches, 2.35 meters, Igor lived a life marked by constant adaptation to a world designed for much smaller scales. Beyond his stature, which drew all eyes, his life was a daily struggle against medical complications, chronic joint pain, circulatory problems, and mobility difficulties. Yet it was his resilience and kindness that left a mark on people's minds. His story touched the whole world when he launched an appeal to fund custom-made shoes, as no standard size could fit his giant feet, causing him serious injuries. The global solidarity that followed highlighted the invisible difficulties of people living with growth disorders. Igor never complained about his condition. He used his humor and visibility to raise public awareness about body diversity. His passing in 2021 left behind the memory of a man whose true greatness was not measurable in centimeters, but resided in his strength of soul and his ability to carry his physical burden with exemplary dignity. Number 6. Yu Jiangsha, the organic growth of the gaze. Yu Jiangsha, a resident of Shanghai, is the holder of a singular and poetic world record, the longest eyelashes ever documented, with some exceeding 20 centimeters, 8 inches, in length. This unusual growth phenomenon, which began unexpectedly in 2016, defies the classic biological cycles of the hair follicle, where hair is supposed to fall out after a limited growth phase. On a scientific level, Yu Jiansha's case questions the mechanisms of genetic regulation of keratin and the lifespan of follicular cells. Doctors have studied her case without finding an underlying pathology, classifying this growth as a rare but benign genetic variation. For Yu Jiansha, this peculiarity is much more than a medical curiosity. She sees it as the fruit of a deep harmony between her spiritual discipline and her biology. A practitioner of meditation and a lifestyle close to nature, she perceives her eyelashes as a reflection of an inner peace cultivated over the years. Beyond the aesthetic aspect that surprises at first sight, her lashes have become a form of natural adornment, symbolizing patience and respect for slow, organic processes. Her case is regularly cited in dermatology congresses as a spectacular example of human body plasticity, illustrating how a simple genetic trait can transform the perception of a face and highlight the mystery that remains in the functioning of our own cells. Number 5. Liang Xiuzhen, dignity in the face of rare pathology. The story of Liang Xiuzhen, a resident of Sichuan in China, brings to light an overlooked but impressive dermatological pathology, the cutaneous horn, cornu cutaneum. What began for her as a simple mole on her forehead progressively transformed into a massive outgrowth composed of solidified keratin, the same protein found in our nails and hair. In her advanced age, Liang had to face not only the obvious physical discomfort of a structure several centimeters long weighing on her face, but also the social stigma in a rural region where popular beliefs had nicknamed her the Unicorn Woman. Her story is a powerful reminder of global disparities in access to healthcare. In isolated areas, treatable conditions can evolve into extreme forms due to a lack of early intervention. Despite the pain and embarrassment, Liang showed admirable resilience, continuing to care for her family with the support of her son. Her situation eventually attracted the attention of medical specialists, highlighting the importance of modern dermatology in treating such hypertrophies. Beyond the visual curiosity, Liang embodies the quiet strength of elders who, in the face of unpredictable and sometimes frightening physiological transformations, maintain a central and respected place within their community. Number 4. Gilvanide Martins, hope beyond elephantiasis. Gilvanide Martins, a courageous young woman from Brazil, leads a daily fight against lymphatic filariasis, a disease better known as elephantiasis. This pathology, caused by parasites transmitted by mosquitoes, causes a blockage of the lymphatic system, leading to massive and often irreversible swelling of the lower limbs. For Gilvanide, this condition has meant an entire life without being able to wear closed shoes. her feet and legs having reached dimensions that physically isolate her from the standards of fashion and daily convenience. However, where many would have chosen seclusion, Gilvanide chose the light. She displays a confidence and a joy for life that command admiration, actively participating in the social life of her region. Her dream, simple in appearance but charged with immense symbolism, is to one day be able to wear high heels, a symbol for her of regained femininity and victory over the disease. By sharing her story on social media, she has become a spokesperson for millions of people suffering from neglected tropical diseases. She proves that a person's beauty is not dictated by the symmetry of their body, but by the strength of their dreams and their ability to maintain their dignity intact despite the physical obstacles imposed by the pathology. Number 3. Katya Page, the queen of the combat against lipedema. Katya Page has become an emblematic figure in the fight for the recognition of lipedema and lymphedema, chronic diseases that affect millions of women but remain tragically misdiagnosed. Lipedema is characterized by an abnormal and painful accumulation of adipose tissue in the legs and arms, a condition totally independent of diet or physical exercise. For a long time, Katya had to face the judgment of society, which confused her illness with behavioral obesity, adding psychological suffering to her physical pain. By deciding to publicly document her daily life and the complex surgical intervention she had to undergo, Katya broke the taboo surrounding this pathology. She uses her platform to educate not only the general public, but also the medical community, advocating for early diagnoses that could prevent other women from reaching severe stages of disability. Her fight is one of truth against prejudice. Katya demonstrates that empowerment comes through the acceptance of one's own body while actively fighting for one's health. Today, she is a source of inspiration for those who feel invisible behind their illness, proving that advocating for patient rights is a form of spiritual beauty that radically transforms public health. Number 2. Vivian Wheeler, the affirmation of hairy singularity. Vivian Wheeler made history by holding the world record for the longest beard on a woman for years. Born with hypertrichosis, a condition that causes excessive hair growth, her life journey was a true emotional odyssey. During her childhood and youth, under social and family pressure, she spent hours shaving to try to conform to traditional feminine beauty standards. This fight against her own nature long plunged her into a form of shadow and shame. The turning point in her life occurred when she decided to stop hiding. By letting her beard grow, she not only embraced her difference, but turned it into her strength. She joined the world of sideshows and circuses, where she found a community that celebrated her singularity instead of judging it. This transition from stigma to celebrity was an act of profound liberation. Vivian Wheeler is not just a woman with a beard, she is a symbol of the questioning of gender norms and aesthetic dictates. Her courage to live her authenticity in the light of day offers a powerful message. True identity is not found in conformity, but in the unconditional acceptance of what nature has given us. Number 1. Maria Jose Cristerna, reconstruction through modification. Maria Jose Cristerna, known worldwide as the Vampire Woman, has a journey that goes far beyond her spectacular appearance. A trained lawyer and mother in Mexico, her radical physical transformation, including tattoos covering 99% of her body, subcutaneous implants on her forehead, and dental modifications, is a direct and visceral response to a past marked by severe domestic violence. For Maria Jose, each body modification is a layer of protection, a symbolic armor she chose to regain total control over her existence and the image she projects. Far from being a simple provocation, her appearance is a living work of art that tells the story of her resilience. Today, she uses her international fame to intervene as an activist, fighting against violence toward women and promoting tolerance toward those who step outside established norms. She proves that one can be a respected professional while sporting an extraordinary aesthetic. Maria Jose Cristerna perfectly illustrates how body modification can become a tool for psychological healing and a declaration of individual sovereignty. Her story teaches us that identity is a sacred territory that everyone has the right to sculpt on their own terms, transforming the scars of the past into symbols of power and regained freedom. Number 11. Moment of unforeseen cases. Far from the clichés of misery, Africa hides fascinating identities that the outside world often refuses to understand. Here, flesh and spirit unite to honor ancestral traditions, perceived as strange mirages by the modern West. These guardians proudly carry the strength of their lineage, symbolizing a sacred symbiosis with nature. Africa is not just a backdrop, it is a living mystery whose richness exceeds all foreign understanding. Are we truly ready to see beyond our own prejudices? These stories remind us that normality is a subjective notion in the face of the richness of biology. By honoring these journeys, we learn to look beyond appearances to discover the strength of soul that animates every human being.